Sitting in front of her house on a Friday morning, alone with her thoughts, bruised and broken after her near-death experience, 32-year-old Appiah rethinks how huge a difference the simple things could have averted her now complicated life. Her frail looks give her away even though she tries to feign excitement at our visit. Appiah lives in Dodofie, about 10 miles away from the Mary Theresa Catholic Hospital at Dodofie in the district capital. Her husband ran away from responsibility the moment she fell pregnant. Life had just dealt her a blow. Pregnant, single and with 2 children, 12 and 5 years, with nobody to fend for them, until what she describes as the toughest period of her young life. Gripped with emotions, she narrates how she's had to endure these phases of her life. It was 1 a.m. Friday, July 1, 2016, about a month to her expected delivery date, when Appiah began to feel labor contractions. It took some time to arrange a motorbike to convey her to the Dodofie Health Center, about 3 miles from Dodofie where she lives. Humpy, bumpy and dark, the gully-ridden road led to the health center far away at Dodofie that dawn. The Amanfum facility serves some 8 adjoining communities and stands at the center of a small community. Appiah recounts how she was referred from Dodofie to the main hospital at Dodofie that dawn to be delivered of her baby. That journey too was via a motorbike, since it is the most widely used means of transport in the area. For a moment, she felt she was going to die, as the pain kept reaching excruciating proportions, each delaying minute until they got to the Mary Theresa Hospital after another 2.5-hour-long motor journey. Appiah, now very emotional, remembers how exhausted and weak she was when she got to the hospital. She tells us how she could have lost her life had officials at the hospital delayed in attending to her. Losing her child was her biggest nightmare. Sources at the hospital say she was brought in anemic and hypertensive. Her blood pressure had reached 110/90. It was also revealed that Appiah reported with a breech presentation and could not deliver vaginally. She had also suffered severe complications due to what health officials called obstructed labor and recommended a cesarean section. At about 5 a.m. that morning, Appiah went 2 hours under the knife until her preterm baby was delivered. It was only 8 months old. Hospital sources confirmed the baby was in distress and asphyxiated, a condition referred to medically as meconium aspiration had taken place. Nurses say the baby had ingested and inhaled feces and other fluids which had to be suctioned out of the lungs. That process could not save the baby. Medical experts explain the condition is one that could have been managed if detected early through strict monitoring. According to Dr. Emmanuel Ame, an obstetrician gynecologist at the Mamobi General Hospital, such complications could lead to the loss of the mother's life.
Meconium is the first tool that is passed by a baby. Usually it's passed after delivery, but some babies are known to pass their meconium even while in their mother's womb. Okay, and when we say this, meconium is 3+ in this case. Usually it's common with people following breech delivery, or usually when the baby may be distressed. Sometimes you end up passing the meconium. Usually when the meconium is, the quantity of the meconium also maybe is help in along with other parameters to assess whether the baby is distressed. But just saying meconium alone doesn't mean that the baby is distressed.
He noted adequate education could have revealed the complications which could further have been treated before it got worse.
That fetal distress can be easily managed, especially when it is detected early. Sometimes you're even able to detect it even before the delivery. And usually when you monitor the fetal heart rate adequately, you are able to know. That is why when we are monitoring women in labor, the fetal heart rate is one of the things that are monitored regularly. And in essence, once you are able to detect it, and depending on at what stage the woman is, you have to take a quick decision to deliver her by the fastest, safest means.
Having lost the baby, Appiah still visits the hospital for treatment of a wound in her groin area from the cesarean section, but she travels over an hour to the hospital on a motorbike, still on a galley-ridden Dodofie Papasi road, a condition health experts describe as dangerous.
For the first few days after the CS, the woman will definitely be managing the hospital. She'll be on some medications and antibiotics, pain relief, adequate fluid intake, ensures that she can get adequate support from both family and healthcare providers. And then thereafter delivery, usually if in cases are not very complicated, most facilities within 3 to 5 days, the woman will discharge her. Then she would need to return back for a follow-up, usually within 1 week or 2 weeks, depending on the condition that is being managed. And the woman will require a lot of support from her family members. It may need some help to be able to carry out some very especially strenuous activities she would have carried on her own. But then, well, it will depend on the road. It will depend on the road. A better means of transport like the car would be helpful. But then, I mean, she can still, if her condition is warrant her enough to be healthy to go home, she can come by the motorbike, hoping that the road is fine. But other means of transport, if available, will be better.
Dr. Ahmed says women who have undergone cesarean sections should stay off stressful activities, especially those that stress the abdomen area. Other medical experts advise that for women in such conditions, a balanced nutrition and adequate rest are required in order for the wound to heal quickly.
Health education is very important, and one of the key things in antenatal care is not just to examine the women, but that provides an opportunity for the women to be educated on what they should expect during pregnancy, what they should do. They talk about nutrition, they talk about family planning, they talk about care of themselves, tell them about telltale signs or danger signs that when they see, they should report back to the health facility as soon as possible. And so health education is very crucial. I'm sure that if in the case of this lady, she had attended antenatal, she would have had the opportunity to know some of the signs that when you see these and these, it means that you're in labor or things are not going well. You should report to the health facility, and it would have made a great deal of difference in the outcome of the pregnancy.
For several days after the incident, life has never been the same for Appiah. She feels an eerie emptiness and is yet to come to terms with what has hit her, but is grateful she survived it. Psychologists reckon it could take a very long time for her to recover from this kind of trauma. Appiah is not alone in this. According to hospital sources and community folks, many other women lose their babies and sometimes their own lives when they are in labor, a situation they attribute mainly to the absence of a health facility, low levels of health education, and the terrible nature of the roads in the community. But the district chief executive of Kadjebi, Jacob Atsokonde, says the community falls under the same CHIPS zone with Dodofie, one that has a CHIPS compound. Therefore, it is impracticable to site another CHIPS facility at Dodofie. On the state of roads in the area, he said contracts have already been awarded for the roads in the area and those of the adjoining communities to commence soon, although he failed to give specific timelines. With the help of friends and neighbors, Appiah is grinding out the days, even as she recuperates from the events of July 1. Despite the fact that she cannot perform any physically involving activity due to her health, she is able to keep body and soul together, albeit in ways she never imagined. She tells us neighbors have been helpful in the circumstances. She said some neighbors help her do her chores while others pay her long visits to keep her company. Dr. Ame advises Appiah and other women to take antenatal care seriously.
What I want to say is that sad in the case of the case we in view, my advice for all women is when you are pregnant, seek care, go for antenatal care, ask all the questions you need. Feel free to ask a lot of questions. Some of the things they don't even say and you are interested, you should know, because it will help you take care of yourself, take care of your unborn baby, and also help you take care of your baby after delivery. And then it also helps you to prepare so that when the labor starts, you know in time, you get to hospital in time. And what I'll just say to pregnant women is that please, when health workers indicate the need for you to come to the hospital for closer care, it means that there are things they are trying to watch out for or to take care of, so that at the end of it all, babies that are born, or the babies that are born in Ghana and to yourself, are healthy, are fit, with a good IQ, so that in future they can become the leaders of Ghana and we can get a better tomorrow.
Thank you very much. But in all of this, she is confident her story, coupled with those of other mothers in the community who suffered and continue to suffer similar fate, will someday come to an end if the roads leading to and from Dodofie are made more motorable, so that in times of emergencies there will be rapid response and medical aid. She believes she would not have lost her baby had there been a health facility in the community, and also if the roads were in good condition to fast-track her transportation to Dodoamanfo and Dodipapasi as quickly as possible. Members of the community say they are increasingly living in fear following another loss of life recorded in the area due to prolonged and obstructed labor of a resident. And until the roads leading to and from the community are fixed, the situation may persist and many more people will continue to suffer the same fate as Appiah. Reporting from Dodofie in the Kadjebi district of the Volta region, Komla, Adom and Appiah.